We did not have it on the regular Monday. Sharon, was that a holiday or what happened there?
Yes, last
And National Night Out.
Okay,
we did
okay,
have
good.
August and the first Monday of September because Labor Day.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. I had forgot about the Labor Day thing. So this is our first Monday meeting as we usually do. It's happening here in a hybrid format. There are people here, and I would give everybody an opportunity to say a few words if they want to say. To my left is Mayor Kabir.
Oh, certainly. I don't want to take time. Thank you, Jatinder. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you, staff, for putting this event, this meeting together. And I appreciate our police service, our counter police program officers who have been working so hard to keep us safe in the community. The only thing I should be reminding me and everyone that the days are getting shorter. That means this time of the years there are more opportunities of crimes by people that we should be going after. We shouldn't don't like this to happen in our community. So I would like to see everyone be vigilant, and the city has many free programs. One of them is to have free premise check. So if you think that you are not feeling safe in your house or in the neighborhood, our community officers or contact police officer, they will come to your house and go around your house and make recommendations and suggestions to improve safety. And that is a free service. You don't need to pay a dime for that. So let's take advantage of that. I'd like to remind me and that. With that, over to you, Jatin. Mr. Coker, Director Coker.
Thank you, Mayor. To my right is Mr. Spalding, our code enforcement manager. And then we got two folks from our community stakeholders, Maria Cardone and Jamie. I also want to recognize the folks here who are remotely joining us. First and foremost is ADC Khaledi. And then I also see Mr. Mike Ledbetter. Mike, I really appreciate you joining us today. And we would probably request you to shed some light on support and efforts that University of Maryland Police Department is doing. I also want to recognize Kenneth Acker, Sergeant Weinkoop from Contract Police, our council members, Alan Hugh, and also council member Maria Mackey here as well. And I do have Todd Rutzel, who is very regular in attending these meetings. We appreciate you, Todd. And I also have another email address here, Blue NLN. I don't know who that person is. Sharon, could you please recognize or ask that person to be identified? While Sharon do that, I think I would probably request Major Khaledi to he got 2 month stats to go through with the whole group here. ADC Khaledi, on to you. Please go ahead.
Sure, thank you. And as Jatinder suggested or said, that we will go through July, the stats for July, the stats for August, and then I'll be opening up the floor for some questions. So Sharon, if you may, can you go to the first slide, please? You get a chance, you go to the next slide. Thank you. So as most people are aware, this slide indicates all the crimes committed in the city for July of 2025. I think everybody should be on mute. it helps us out a little bit. During the month of July, we had one citizen robbery, we had one carjacking, we had 4 assaults, 2 commercial burglaries, 3 residential burglaries, 12 theft from autos, 18 other thefts, and 8 stolen vehicles. Next slide, please. This slide represents the 2 robberies that we had in the city. As I stated, one was a citizen robbery and one was a carjacking. Citizen robbery was down in the near the old town near Campus Drive. The other one was up in Hollywood. Next slide, please. This slide shows where the 4 assaults took place in the city. Next slide. This slide represents the burglaries we had in the city. We had 2 commercial burglaries and 3 residential. Yeah, as you can tell, a lot of crimes are somewhat centered along the Baltimore Avenue corridor. Next slide. This slide represents the thefts from auto and other thefts we had in the city. The theft from autos are indicated in the brown spots, if you can tell on the slide, and the other thefts were coated with the purple.
On your last slide, the theft from residential, yeah, the one that's there on the upper part of Baltimore Avenue, inside the Beltway. Was that at Monument Village, or was that like an Ottoville or something?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
Was that in Monument Village or on Ottoville? Yeah, that one there.
That was the Milk and Honey Cafe, 10,280 Baltimore Avenue.
No, the one down below it.
I'm sorry?
The one below that is residential. It's
We
above,
had one at 90. We had one at 9530 Baltimore Avenue.
and the one above it. There's one at the very top, that's honey and that's the honey and milk, whatever. And then the
Yes.
one below it, yeah, that one there.
That's the 9530 Baltimore Avenue. The one below that would be 8430 Baltimore Avenue.
913. So that's probably Monument Village or something.
Monument Village is the 9500 block of Baltimore Avenue.
Also south of there. Okay.
Okay, Sharon, can we go to the stolen vehicles slide, please? Next slide. We had 8 stolen vehicles reported in the city. Just gives you an idea where they occurred at. Next slide. This is the heat mapping slide regarding noise complaints in the city. It just gives you an idea where they're being reported from, what areas of the city. Next slide. Just calls for service regarding quality of life. Next slide. As we usually talk about this, a lot of times we're along the Baltimore Avenue corridor. This is our heat mapping indicating our field interviews and our traffic stops. And you go next slide, Sharon. Just the monthly comparisons regarding violent and nonviolent crimes. And the last slide for July. Just as our the crime stats or overall crime stats for 2025, broken down by month, and also it's broken down by year to date. Gives you an idea how we look compared to the years past. So Sharon, you can leave that off for a minute. I just want to talk about a couple crimes or a couple incidents in the city in July. When you look at theft from autos, out of the 12 incidents that we had, 3 of them, tires and rims were stolen off the vehicle, and on 4 others, their airbags were stolen from the vehicle. And as we always talk about every month, this is a trend that's in the DMV. It just gives you an idea of, what they're taking from the vehicles. During the month of July, we had 16 shoplifting incidents. We had 8 at the CVS in the 8300 block of Baltimore Avenue, and we had 1 in the 7300 block of Baltimore Avenue. And then we had 3 at the Lidl, the 8600 block of Baltimore Avenue. 2 of our stolen vehicles were Hyundais and Kias. The armed carjacking took place in the 9700 block of 52nd Avenue. The victims were standing next to the vehicle. An unknown suspect approached them, displayed a handgun, and demanded their vehicle. The suspects complied, and the victims complied, and the suspect took the vehicle and fled. They ended up crashing in the 6300 block of Greenbelt Road and made good on their escape. This is still an active investigation. The unarmed citizen robbery was in the 7500 block of Columbia Avenue. The victim advised he was parked. An unknown suspect approached him. The suspect demanded the victim's scooter. The suspect then grabbed it and stated he had a weapon. The victim complied, and the suspect fled on the scooter. Patrol officers arrived on the scene. They were able to locate the suspect, and they made an arrest in the incident. So that robbery case is now closed. Nothing of importance regarding the assaults. As we talked about a little while ago, our first commercial burglary was at the Milk and Honey, the 10,200 block of Baltimore Avenue. Employees came to work. The front door was shattered. Suspects, of course, went into the TA, stole items, and fled the scene. The second incident was a residential burglary in the 7400 block of Hopkins Avenue. The victim flagged down one of our allied partners from the University of Maryland Police Department and advised that a suspect was in his residence, at which time the University of Maryland police officer called for backup. Contract officer and beat officers responded to the scene. They were able to clear the house. Unfortunately, the suspect was able to make good on his flight. A couple days later, our investigators assigned to District 1 was given the case. They were able to identify the suspect and make an arrest in the incident. The third burglary was in the 9500 block of Baltimore Avenue, and that's what the council member was talking about, Monumental Apartments. Suspect gained entry into the victim's home by unknown means, stole some items, and fled the scene. Our third residential burglary was in the 8400 block of Baltimore Avenue. It's an apartment building. Suspect gained entry into the apartment by unknown means, stole some items, and fled. And lastly, our last commercial burglary was at Mr. Smoke, the 7300 block of Baltimore Avenue. Public Works employees early in the morning saw that the front door was shattered, called the police. Suspects entered the building and it was able to steal some items and fled. That's still an active investigation. So that's all for July. I won't open up for any questions till after we do August. But I will say in July, the contract officers made issued 11 citations for loud exhausts, 3 warnings, and 4 safety equipment repair orders, and that's all pertaining to loud exhausts. They also issued out 18 citations for scooter violations, and in all, the contract officers issued out 162 citations, 235 warnings, 55 safety equipment repair orders. They were able to document 2 field interviews, and they made 2 arrests. So we'll move on to August now. Thank you, Sharon. Next page, please. Just a overview map of the crimes that occurred in the city. We have 1 citizen robbery, 2 assaults, 1 commercial burglary, 1 residential burglary, 10 theft from autos, and 13 other thefts, 4 stolen vehicles. Next slide. The slide represents where the citizen robbery occurred in the city. Next slide. Slide represents the 2 assaults that were reported in the city in the month of August. Next slide. This slide represents the 2 burglaries, 1 commercial, 1 residential. Next slide, please. This slide represents the theft from autos and other thefts. Theft from autos are indicated by the brown symbols, and the other thefts are purple. Next slide, please. This slide represents the 4 stolen autos that were reported in the city. Next slide. Sorry, heat mapping reference to noise complaints. Next slide is our heat mapping regarding quality of life. Next slide is our field interviews and traffic stops, our heat mapping. Next slide, please. Just our monthly comparison, looking at violent crimes and nonviolent crimes. As you can tell, that we had a little peak in June, and now we're in the downward trend. And next slide, please. Next slide. And once again, this is broken down. Our crime stats are broken down by the month for the year 2025, and also over the last 3 years, year to date. And I'll leave that up, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the crimes in August. So in August, what we saw, our burglaries had a decrease from 5 to 2. There was a decrease from theft from autos. We had 12 the month prior. In August, we had 10. And there was a decrease from stolen vehicles. We had 8 in July, and we had 4 in August. Talking about theft from autos, 4 vehicles. We had a total of 10 theft from autos. 4 of those, they stole tools out of the vehicle. And 1, they stole the tire and rims. Regarding shoplifting, we had 7 reported shoplifting incidents. 2 were at the CVS in the 8300 block of Baltimore Avenue. 2 was at the Shoppers Food in the 4700 block of Cherry Hill Road. and one was at the Home Depot in the 4700 block. We also made 2 arrests for shoplifting at the Home Depot. And this month, we only had 1 Kia that was reported stolen in the city. So our only robbery for the month was in the 4200 block of Riverdale Road. And we've talked about this on numerous months. The victim arranged to meet with the suspect through Facebook Marketplace to sell a pair of shoes. Upon meeting the suspect was with 2 additional suspects. They basically pushed the victim to the ground, took the stool or shoes, struck the victim a couple times with their fists, and fled off with the victim's property. So once again, to the elected officials out there and the community leaders, please stress to everybody, it's probably not a good idea to be using Facebook Marketplace, meeting somewhere that's not a good location or safe locations. We've had a couple of incidents in the city earlier this year regarding to victims meeting suspects to sell merchandise. The 2 burglaries, the commercial burglary was in the 8900 block of Baltimore Avenue. Great Mediterranean Grill. Suspect gained entry by removing a temporary cover over a window. They stole cash from the business and they fled. This is still an active investigation. And the residential was in the 9100 block of Baltimore Avenue. This is basically a domestic situation regarding a dispute between an ex-girlfriend. So I'll go to the some of the stats in August, and I've only went through the stats until the 21st of August. I've been on leave. So the contract officers for loud exhaust enforcement, they wrote 3 warnings and 2 EROs so far. They issued 10 citations to scooter violations, and overall they've written 36 citations, 88 warnings, 35 EROs, and made 1 arrest. Councilman, do you want to discuss the incident regarding that the Berwyn Baptist Church? You want me to talk about it?
You can go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So the council member had basically had a complaint of people loitering behind the Berwyn Baptist Church. He gave us the information. We were able to stop. Well, we made 2 separate stops on 2 different nights of individuals loitering in the back. One was a juvenile. We were able to get a hold of their parents, but we were able to speak with the pastor. I think his last name is Bent. He's going to be putting up hopefully some no loitering, trespassing signs, try to increase the lighting and put a chain across the roadway. So I do appreciate the information that was passed along to us. It seems like people are using the back lot to basically sleep as a homeless individual. But it was good information, and we were able to continue to conduct premise checks and try to stop some of that behavior from occurring.
Thank you very much. The residents who have reported it are very thrilled to hear that it's been addressed.
So just another thing is one of our arrests made on, and this wasn't in the stats. The contract also made an arrest on the 31st of August. It was a traffic stop. He was conducting special enforcement in 9000 block of Baltimore Avenue. Based on the traffic stop, the driver was suspended. He made a lot of movements inside the vehicle. Long story short is we were able to seize crack cocaine, cash, and we were able to charge him with a felony with the intent to distribute. That case is still ongoing, but it was good work by the contract officer. I think that's about it. Do you guys want me to turn it over to Major Ledbetter, or you want to just go right into the questions?
Yeah, I think ADC Kaladi, I want to give opportunity to Sergeant Weincoop to briefly talk about e-scooters and some of the efforts that he has done, and could even, say a few things about the, educational or outreach efforts that we may have done, or what kind of enforcement we are doing on that aspect, or bring some more clarity how the contract officers enforce that piece of it. Sergeant Weincoop?
Good evening. We've been conducting enforcement for the scooters. It's been running, just going straight through the crosswalks, operating recklessly. We have been conducting traffic stops on them. We have been documenting it, writing citations where needed, and also educating with warnings. As far as the gas scooters, we've been informing them as well about the bike trails and trying to keep them off the bike trails and have them in the bike lanes as far as operating on the roadway. And then I know University of Maryland has been passing out literature to all the e-bikes of the new laws and what they're enforcing.
Thank you, Sergeant. At this time, I would request Mike Ledbetter from University of Maryland Police Department to please speak about the efforts that the University of Maryland folks are doing in terms of keeping noise, our students at the best behavior, or any other aspects that they would like to share with the group at large here. Mike
Certainly,
Ledbetter.
certainly. Jitender, can you hear me?
Oh, absolutely, I can.
All right,
And
I
thank
had
you.
to move into Major Ecker's office. I was struggling with some technical issues with my Zoom. First of all, I'd like to say it's nice to see so many of our UMPD Citizens Police Academy graduates here on screen. Thank you all for participating in such a meaningful course, and we certainly appreciate that. We benefit from that. So the students are back, as everyone knows. We have been staffing Knox and Baltimore Avenue on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Many of those hours are on overtime, just to try to keep those pedestrians as safe as we possibly can. As it relates to micromobility enforcement, we too have been conducting enforcement primarily on campus, but as we observe that in our concurrent jurisdiction, we are addressing that, as Sergeant Weincoop said, in both citations and in warnings. As everyone knows, we completed another successful year or semester of knock and talks. We had 9 of our officers on those 3 nights out with city staff, county police staff, trying to educate our student population who lives in the city. And we've had no notable, the first 2 games, we've had no notable tailgates in the city. Although it is our policy and procedure that as the Security Operations Center staff identifies large crowds anywhere, but particularly in the city, we will push that information down to our dispatch section and push it along to Prince George's County as well. Beyond that, with students back, we're seeing a slight uptick in theft complaints, as well as injured person reports, some relating to micromobility, helmet issues, and simply just not following the rules of the road. As many know, the university has changed their policy this year, and you are no longer allowed to bring personally owned scooters onto campus. They can't be registered through DOTS. And we haven't seen, any notable changes yet, but stay tuned. We will be looking for those.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Kenneth Hackers would like to share his thoughts on any issues that he may be dealing with.
Actually, I'm good. I'm just here to support Mike, and he pretty much said everything that we needed. We did have one enforcement already on 9/1. We stopped 60 of our students on scooters. We handed out, I believe, 75 warnings and 6 citations. Plus, everyone got the literature. So we are still trying to educate first. But as we go on, we find that there are additional, if we stop them more than once, then it'll be both a citation. They'll actually get the citation. They'll be referred to Office of Student Conduct. That's all.
Thank you, Kenneth. Appreciate it. I do want to recognize Councilmember Jacob Hernandez and also Mary Hartnett. There are 1 or 2 other names here on the screen. They are too small for me to read here at this time. But we appreciate everyone who is part of this meeting. I just want to open the floor to any of the folks who may have follow-up questions for the police officers from different agencies who have expressed their efforts. Please raise your hand, and Sharon will call. Okay. Ms. Mackey, please go ahead.
I think Ms. Harnett had her hand up before me, but I'll be quick. So I was wondering, do you ADC Coletti, can the police stop a PG County school bus if they are doing an illegal move? Like for instance, I read somewhere that they're not supposed to make 3-point turns. I mean, I could be wrong, but we have this issue with, so we're like a feeder school drop-off in District 4, so the buses come in quickly and they don't want to drive all the way through College Park Woods, so they do a 3-point turn, and it's pretty dangerous because they just kind of back up arbitrarily and you just have to kind of jump out of their way. And so I was wondering, is that something that's considered illegal, or are you not allowed to like do anything with school buses or anything like that?
First of
Because
all,
I have tried to talk to PG Public Schools and ask them to please have their bus drivers stop that, but it's still going on.
yeah, so we can stop anybody for any traffic violation. I'm not sure what you're saying is actually against the law. I'll have Sergeant Weinkeep jump in because he is the my traffic expert. But I will say this: when we're using the speed cameras for enforcement, I will tell you this: there's many school buses that get cited,
Okay.
right, along the Baltimore Avenue corridor. So we have seen an increase this year regarding the school buses with violations when it comes to the speed zones. In years past, I can't remember ever issuing out or approving a speed citation along the Baltimore Avenue corridor. So, John, you want to speak about this at all? Any suggestions or anything?
On the 3-point turn thing, the agency that prohibits their buses from doing that is Metro. It's not the Prince George's County school buses.
Okay.
But as far as enforcement actions on the school buses, we actually stopped one recently in off St. Andrews running the stop sign, and that
Yes.
driver was cited.
Okay.
And we have been enforcing the school bus complaints that we've gotten from the city.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And then just one more other quick question, just so that I want to make sure that I'm getting all this right. So e-scooters and bikes and like any like, so e-scooters and bikes can use the bike lanes, correct? But anything that's gas, like gas run, I call them mopeds, so I don't know what they're called, but they have to use the road. Is that correct?
That's not correct.
Nope.
If
Okay.
you have a bike lane on the roadway,
Mm-hmm.
the mopeds that are 49cc can go up and down in the bike lane.
Okay, so they are allowed, but they're
They're not allowed on the bike trails.
on the trails.
But
Okay,
they're-
good.
If you designate a lane for bikes in the roadway, they are allowed to ride them.
And all-terrain vehicles are never allowed on city streets.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much, and that's it for me. Thank you, Mrs. Harnett, for letting me go first.
Absolutely no problem. Yeah, I'm interested in the things you said too. My question is, with Duval Field construction well underway, and hopefully it is going to have a lot of use once this project is finished, which means a lot of foot traffic going back and forth across Rhode Island Avenue. My concerns are, what are we going to do for traffic control in that area? And should we be starting on it now? And who do I talk to about that?
Well, I will say that you have a speed camera on Rhode Island Avenue that operates 24 hours a day. And that's right there near the Duval Field as you speak, as you probably in the center of it. There's also the a council approved approved, I guess this is all years ago. You have the lighted crosswalk with the yellow flashing lights for pedestrians to press the button and the lights activate. From time to time, the contract officers do sit out there and see if the motorists are adhering to the law regarding a pedestrian that's in the crosswalk. So those are the three things that we're doing now. We have been. I'm not sure anything else that we could do, or maybe the engineer for the city can come up with some suggestions. But that's what we've been doing in the past.
Well, I am sorry to report that as a person who frequently crosses that street at Cherokee, I would say 1 out of 10 cars will actually stop when you are standing there and you're visible. It's not like you're standing back. You are at the very edge of the street and the lights are flashing and the cars just shoot past you. And I also live within earshot of Rhode Island Avenue. And I am not sure that that speed camera, I don't know how many tickets get issued from it, but that speed camera is deterring a lot of those cars that go racing up and down there, because that and the motorcycles, they tend to like to do their thing and attract attention as they go up and down Rhode Island Avenue at rather fast paces. And the only thing that slows them down is the traffic. If someone's trying to make a left turn at Cherokee Street to get into the neighborhood and it backs up all the way down to University Boulevard, of course, no one's going anywhere. They're going to need, and they might as well face it, a traffic light at Cherokee Street and Rhode Island Avenue. And I know it is going to do horrendous things to the traffic and no one's going to be happy. But otherwise, it is not going to be safe for children to be crossing that street to go back and forth to Duval. And someone needs to think about that right now in the early stages.
We can bring this up with our city engineer to do a safety study, like on. Well, we would probably talk to your D2 council members and tell them that we recommend them bringing an agenda item for maybe a safety study for when Duval Field opens. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, because you live there and you see it,
every day.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that it can be really scary there, and I'm sorry about. I see people just zip by the pedestrians when the light's flashing all the time. Yeah,
it's
so
also-
Alan, I can contact Letitra and Susan and ask them if they would ask the city engineer to do a safety evaluation of
Maria,
yeah.
that's
Mhm.
a border of District 1 as well. And
Oh, okay. So you
Jacob
guys
and I
wanna
have-
just work with those two and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Jacob and I have approached more Jacob, and I've been supportive of it with Steve Halpern about what our options are for addressing traffic on Rhode Island Avenue, whether it be stop signs, stop lights, or circles. And that's an ongoing process and conversation. There's definitely various costs involved in the various methods. My feelings were to do stoplights that are active during rush hours and like when school lets out and stuff like that. It's not that Rhode Island Avenue always needs an active stoplight, but it does need it definitely in rush hours and when children are coming and going to school. Yeah, we've been thinking about the Fox Indian intersection, Cherokee and Hollywood as places, but that's something that doesn't happen overnight. Jake,
Okay,
would you like to talk about your efforts on doing that?
thank you, Councilmember Hugh. Are there any other questions? Oh, Bob Russell, Todd Russell, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for participating tonight. I saw on social media, particularly next door yesterday, a few posts about a armed robbery suspect being pursued by the Baltimore City Police down to Seven Springs Apartments, which is just right outside the city limits up here in North College Park. But I've not seen any news accounts. And so the post said that Prince George's County Police were collaborating with Baltimore City Police. And so I just wondered if there's anything that can be shared about that, any outcome or any details at all. Thanks.
I have no information regarding that incident. Sergeant Weinkeep, do you know anything about that by chance?
I worked the night shift the entire weekend. I had no idea of the incident of it even happening.
Yeah, there were a few pictures, not a lot of details, of course. It was just people observing things. But again, no news accounts either. So who knows? But thanks anyway.
Okay, at this time, I want to give opportunity to my code enforcement manager to share any thoughts that he may have recently with students coming in and how he's dealing with noise and some of the other related issues.
Thank you. Thank you. Our biggest concern here recently has been College Avenue, 46, 13, 15, and 17. That's been an ongoing problem there for the past few years. We contacted the property owner who owns 2 out of the 3, and he's supposed to be supplying his name so we can send him to Office of Student Conduct. The other thing is we're dealing with is the tailgating. I guess that's stopped in the University of Maryland, so we're going to start seeing influx of people, the kids, students in out in Old Town. So we're dealing with that as well on noise. The other thing we're dealing with is the scooters, e-scooters, e-bikes, whatever you want to call them. They're leaving them stranded everywhere. We're writing NOVs to the not writing NOVs. We're notifying the VO representative, the owner of them, and we're fining them so much per bike. We'd take a picture of them where they're abandoned and just send them through. So we're dealing with more of those because I think they allowed another 50 or 75 in the city. And yeah, we can see the influx of those coming around as well. I think that's about it.
Thank you, David. At this time, I want to give anybody and everybody present here, if they had any pressing questions in their gut, please take this opportunity. Oh, Jamie, please go ahead.
It's going to piggyback on the VEO bikes. I'm up in North College Park, and I've been seeing a lot of those bikes just on the middle of sidewalks
Yeah.
for days.
We got 4
In weeks. Yeah. So, I don't know the process of how long they're supposed to be at a spot before the company comes and picks them up. I don't know what the process is.
Notify them, they have a couple hours to come get it. And they get fined.
But how do they get notified?
We'll take a picture of where they're at, give the location to VO, Jacob, and Carl Nunez. We send it to those 3. The VO we take a photo of the front. It's got a serial number and also a little ID on the top, and give the location, and they can scan it and see where they're located. Also,
Oh, okay.
send an email. We tell where it's at, where it's been, and they've got 2 hours to come pick it up.
But there's nothing that, like, the student or whoever just doesn't drop off the bike and it doesn't alert that they're done with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not quite sure how it should.
That's what I thought
Right.
the understanding was with them.
Actually, I've been on this, Jamie, because we have the same problem in District 4. So one of the things is you can report the bike on the app. So the College Park Connect app, and so you can report it then. You can do it anonymously if you like. And so Carlos and Jacob are working with VO because what's happening is the bikes are not being put in the hubs. So Director Spalding said that they get a fine like this, and a lot of students are riding them and leaving them, but they're still hooked up to them, so they're leaving them. But if they're abandoning them, that's not good. So I mean it's really nerve-wracking, and I understand what you're saying because people are walking and they have to walk around VO rides that are not parked in the hub. And our district, we don't have sidewalks, so they're in the street. And people are wanting to park there, and there's a VO ride there. So I always report it on the app, and then I usually follow up with Jacob Vassilotti or Mr. Nunez over in planning. So that's how I've been doing it. And it's not just because I'm a council member that I can do it that way. Like the app is for everyone.
So if I may add. Yeah, thank you, Councilmember Mackey. You raised a good point about reporting to the app. It's pretty convenient, College Park Connect. If you haven't, you can actually take a photo and attach to it on the spot. It's very convenient. I want to add something about the VO ride system that City of College Park has contract with. A couple of months ago, when we had the time to renew the contract, we had a discussion with them. They came before City Council, and one of the complaints the community had is about the abandoned vehicles on the city streets. What they have agreed to take care of, rather picking up those left over or rather abandoned vehicle, not the vehicles, the VO scooters, using a technology called geofencing. So they can actually locate where their scooters are. And the city has a MOU with them. If they do not pick them up with a certain period, they would be actually charged for that. So they have an incentive to pick them up from the city streets if they are not parked on the hubs, designated areas. So hopefully that will help. Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Sharon is showing up the College Park Connect, but this is the website, so you can actually access it in multiple ways from the website and also from the app as well. Thank you.
Yes, may I add, Jatinder, you might recall, and if we can have Jacob and Carlos look into it. I recall when Vio came before us, the process to end a ride included taking a picture of how and where your bike was left. And if it's not done, then it doesn't let you end the ride, or there'll be penalties or something if it's not placed in one of the zones it was supposed to be placed in, or if it's been placed in a haphazard manner. It seems like that might not be the process if they're allowed to be ending their ride in the neighborhood and leave their bike or scooter in any which way they do. So
Yeah, I think Councilmember Hugh, as the mayor said earlier, I think geofencing was the piece that was discussed when we, that contract was renewed recently. And we will definitely have a conversation with Carl Nunes and Jacob Vassalati, and to see what more in depth, like proactive measures we can take to curb or put better control into such use by different users. I do also want to share, I think maybe a couple of weeks back, and that's not related with Vio Ride, but it was related with about 3 bikers, gas-powered bikers, and 1 ATV. I had just come out of the garage. It was around 5:45 or so on a working day, and I came out of the garage, and I'm going to make a right on Baltimore Avenue at Knox. And as soon as I made a right, I stopped just before the landmark light, and I see these 3 bikers coming and then an ATV guy coming. And the ATV guy had 2 tires on left side on the median and the other side, and they had total disregard. And, I think at the time, I could have taken the picture, but I didn't feel like I didn't have my city phone within my reach in my car at the time. But that's very bold and daring on the part of some of those people. And I'm not sure if those were like students or maybe some residents in the city. I know we have dealt with such behavior back on Trolley Trail at request of Councilmember Whitney and a couple of other folks there, and contract officers have helped us there. But that's the kind of behavior we really wanted to put a curb on. And we want to seek that support, not only just from contract officer, but also from University of Maryland Police. To me, that was like very daredevil and bold. And the traffic was very, very heavy on that particular time. So I'm not sure how we can curb that kind of behavior, but those are the kind of behavior that those people not only put themselves at risk, but they also put the others in the traffic, trying to safely go back to their homes. Anything Mike Ledbetter or Mr. Kaladi or Wynkoop can say on that kind of behavior, I will really appreciate that.
Well, we spoke about this issue several times over the years. It's very frustrating for law enforcement to see individuals acting this way with such a disregard for the safety of others. But unfortunately, our pursuit policy does not allow us to pursue these vehicles. All right. If an officer is found trying to or actually pursuing a vehicle, he's going to be charged administratively. And if something happens to the violator, that officer is going to be probably charged in criminal court. All right. So I always tell everybody, I'm the type of guy that just tells you the truth. We don't chase those vehicles. We are prohibited by our general orders. It's a dangerous pursuit, but we do try to investigate them when we get enough evidence or probable cause to go after the violators. What we've done in the past, as we've spoken about this, is we will use our aviation unit to follow the violators until we can stop them, such as like at a gas station. Sometimes they'll go to the gas station to refuel, then we'll have the ground units come in and stop the individuals. But it's very frustrating to law enforcement, I can tell you that right now, for us not to be able to apprehend or cite these individuals. And
ADC Clary, if for me, like I didn't have the phone within my reach, but if I would have taken a still picture or maybe even, clicked a video of it, would that have been helpful as an evidence for you all?
Yes and no. I would probably tell you that the picture you're going to take is not going to identify the driver just based on the distance away, the vehicle's moving. But if you feel safe, it's safe to do so, by all means, take a picture. We can take a look at it and see if that's something we could use to try to identify the violators.
And just to add to that, the University of Maryland's policy essentially mirrors the Prince George's County Police Department's chase policy. What we found over the years is that chasing violators of traffic law oftentimes ends up in property damage or injury to the officer, to the violator, or other civilian drivers. So there has been a lot of thought put into chase policies across the United States, not just locally here in Prince George's County. So we do acknowledge it's very frustrating. We will still make the attempts to stop the car. It's when the violator flees that the chase must be terminated.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your thoughts on it. And thank you, ADC Kaladi, for giving us heads up on the recent, ban that was coming on one of the locations here in the downtown area. We were able to all work through together and do all the, checks and balances proactively. And the incident didn't happen, but that was very nice of you to share some information in advance that I could share with my code officers, my codes manager, and some of our contract officers here. And I appreciate you guys doing preparation should any noise related or any bad behavior came into existence based on that gathering in downtown. We appreciate that, ADC Clary. Thank you.
So, and you just made me think of something. First of all, I need to thank and the collaboration that we have with the University of Maryland Police Department. That's how we got that intel information. So I need to thank Major Ecker and Major Ledbetter. I've worked with them for years. They're great partners to have. We have a great working relationship. And we're like the guys that sit in the office behind the desk, but the officers from both departments that work out on the streets, so-called boots on the ground, they also have a great working relationship. And so this is how law enforcement shares information. So we got that intelligence bulletin from the University of Maryland, and we passed it along. But I can tell you this, in Prince George's County Police Department, once we were notified of the situation, we put out 20 additional officers in the downtown area. We also use undercover officers at that location that we're talking about. And I'm glad to report that we had no major issues whatsoever. So it all went out well, but at the end of the day, I got to thank our partners from University of Maryland, and this is what law enforcement does every day. And while I'm thanking them, I got to thank them also. They're the ones that maintain the camera system down in the downtown area. We always go to them to get information. They always supply it to us. So we do have that great working relationship. So I just wanted to say thank you to the two guys from University. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ADC Kaladi, and thank you, Mike Ledbetter and Kenneth Hacker and Sergeant Weinkoop. Thank you for keeping us proactive and keeping the quality of life here in City of College Park. It's about 8.
Two questions.
Oh, I understand from Sharon that there are a few more questions here.
Ms. Mackey and then Ms. Hart.
One is Maria Cardone. Please go ahead.
Hartnett. Go ahead.
May I?
Sure.
This is sort of personal, and I'm wondering if it's okay if I bring it up because it happened to me today. It has to do with safety, and I'm a little afraid. Should I go on, or should I talk to you personally about this? Or I'm a little afraid of this. And maybe,
Is it
Letty.
something that you need to report to ADC or one
I
of?
Yeah.
don't know, it's something to do, basically someone threatened me. I received an email, a text.
So Maria, what I would suggest is please set up some time with ADC Coletti. He can provide you a contact number of himself or an officer
Okay,
so that you can have a conversation with them.
okay.
I think that will be more appropriate here.
I just wasn't sure exactly if this was the form for it. Thank you, I appreciate that.
You said it happened today?
It happened this morning, yes. It's a text that I received. It's pretty scary.
I'll have an officer stop by the station now. You're at City
Okay.
Hall?
Yes.
You want me, yes, I'm at City Hall.
Right. I'll have someone stop by now.
You're gonna stop by here? Is that what he said?
An officer will come.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I would probably go to Mary Hartnett now. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, this is just kind of a comment I'm making about the kids who are riding these dirt bikes and the scooters and the other motorcycles very recklessly, especially the ones doing the stunts. Sooner or later, they'll probably be stopped either because the police were not chasing them, but they stopped them, or perhaps they had an accident. At that point, I would give them, and if their families are involved, particularly if these are minors or young adults, information about being organ donors. And that might sober them up. Make them realize the risks they are taking. Because I thought that there was somewhere along the line, anyone riding a motorcycle without a helmet was just referred to as an organ donor by the EMTs. And that's just a comment. Maybe it'll help. Just have information. Tell them they can put it on their driver's license. Do someone a favor. They're young and they're healthy, and there's a lot of need for organ transplants.
Thank you, Mary, for your thoughts. So at this time, if is there any other questions here, online or in person here? Jamie, Maria? Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
There's no questions here in person, stakeholders here. Anybody online? This is the last call. We are already past the time here.
Hey, Director, Kokar, I apologize. I've been trying to ask this question for a while. Just
Yeah.
really quickly, I don't know if the PG Police Department is in charge of it, but I did hear that there was going to be a new red light camera established on Edgewood and Rhode Island. Do you have any?
Yeah, that is correct. We have 4 locations, and that project is under works. They have obtained the required permits here, state as well as the city, and work is going on probably as recent as last week. Is there any specific question that you have, Jacob?
Yeah, are they county systems, or are they going to be city systems? Like
They
who's
are
gonna be-
city system.
Oh, city system. Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Sure, no problem. And just as a FYR for all the others on the call, we have 4 locations that have been approved. I don't remember all the 4 locations on top of my head right now, but there was a traffic study, and we had done traffic study over a period of time. We counted the violations that happened. I think there were 5 or 6 locations, and based on the data collected and the recommendation from the consultant, 4 locations were selected for red light camera, and they are being installed. Like at least the installation has started. They have all the relevant permits. That is as specific details I can provide you at this point of time, but we'll be glad to share that more. Maybe Mayor could probably shed a little bit more light than I can.
No, actually, this information came from Director Coker, so I'm just copying from. All the credits go to him. The information he gave to us. So the one location is Baltimore Avenue and Cherry Hill Road. The other is Metzroth Road and St. Andrews Place. And the third one is Rhode Island and Edgewood. And the fourth one is Rhode Island and University Boulevard. So these are the 4 locations.
Is that sufficient, Councilmember Hernandez? I think we have shared what we have, but we can provide a more detailed written report if you choose to do so.
No, I don't need a report. I just think that a communication from the city could be useful, just to give everyone a heads up.
Sure, definitely. All right, I think this brings this meeting to an end here. We are looking forward to keep our city safe, sound, and the best possible quality of life we can provide to our citizens, supporting our student population to the best of our capabilities and making sure that we are conducting enough knock and talk, sharing information for them. Like we support them, but we don't tolerate any bad behavior on their part either. And I think we are all consistent, whether it's, contract police, Prince George's County Police, University of Maryland Police, Metro Police, or state barracks as far as that is concerned. But I really appreciate every agency's representative here today and can't ask for better cooperation. And really want to thank Mike Ledbetter and Kenneth Hacker for participating in today's meeting. And please convey my thanks to Chief Mitchell for, accepting our invitation to call you guys here to participate in our meeting. Thank you, everyone. You all have a great evening. Have a blessed one. Thank you.